Okay, work on this bike now, finally. So I'm going to put these new lights up on here. So she wants to put them in the back, so we're going to put them in the back hole like this. Gonna make a spacer to go in there, and that's a 1/4 inch nut, and this is a 5/16 bolt, so I got two options for that. So I was able to get this other one apart, and you want a 5/16 bolt through it, and then there's a hex nut behind it. This came out pretty hard because that rubber's a lot of holding power. But they got a thick part and a thin part to this, so if you don't put it right up against this, hopefully I'll gain some distance. So I'm not sure yet because I haven't done it yet to see what it is in there. See if it'll fit. I did check to make sure that my 2 1/4 inch lens from Bicam will fit the Mid-USA 2 and 3" light, and it's an identical fit. So that's 1/8 inch tolerance error. Okay, so I'm going to put a little CRC on this to maybe make this a little easier to go in and out. A little slick them up on here. Get a little slicked up myself here. Alright. So let me put the wire back in here. Now the bulb is just an LED, massive quantity of bulbs, so it shouldn't matter the location of how it goes together, as long as it goes back together. Appears to fit. Looks like it's sitting in there flat. Bulb is in there. Red lens. Voila. There you go. Popsicle stick. Appears to fit. I don't see why it would matter how the bulb is rotated. It's going to be what it's going to be. So it should be good. So this is a clear lens. And this one here has a little reflective lines in it there. I don't know if you can see it. And noisy ass buzz. How'd that come off? There it is. Yep. See, that's reflected in there, refracted. This one was smooth. I like this one better. Won't be able to see through it as easy. Alright, so we can put a real nut in there, so we can tighten this bolt down through the fender strut into the light. Then you come in from this side, you tighten that nut up and jam it in there. And now it's got a jam nut on it, so it shouldn't come out. The light should not fall out. That looks a lot better with that lube on there. It was a lot harder getting it out the first time. Alright, so that nut in there will clear. Now, I don't think it'll clear a lock nut, but it clears that. So now I got to put a shim between here and this. And I got to drill out the fender to the 5/16. Or I can go to a 1/4 inch bolt. And put a locking nut on the inside. So we got two options. I've got option A and an option B. So option A is don't use that bolt. Use a big heavy duty one. Option B is to use a little small nut, small bolt, end nut. Where's my nuts at? So if we go with option B, you have a 1/4 inch bolt, 1/4 inch nut with locking on the back side. So that'll slide right through the 5/16 hole. And tighten that down. And as it digs in to that, it'll self-hold it. You can tighten it from one side and it'll stay put. The disadvantage is once this thing loosens up, this thing will start flopping around. If I tighten this up in the light and the light's tight and you put a jam nut on it, it'll stay tight and won't unscrew. So this is a better way. Plus a bigger bolt will hold more weight and vibration than this method will. But this is quick and easy to do. And if I couldn't have the room for the big nut, it allows me to run a thinner nut. But I got room for the big nut because I rotated this out of the way. So I don't like this method. Okay. So now we got to figure out what's going to happen over here in the fender. Now the first problem we got is when you drill a hole all the way through this thing, you might develop an air leak in that tire. That would be a bad thing. The next problem is there's no room to put a bolt in there because the tire is in the way. So you have a lack of space in here to put a bolt in there. I can get my finger in there, and that's about as long as a bolt would be. So that'd be a problem also. And that feels like some kind of an Allen bolt in there, would be my guess. Let's see how much Loctite they use on this fender. Quite a bit. Allen is turning on the other side. Alright, so that's going to be a problem. So we got to get this tire off of here. The tire's in the way. The tire's attached to the wheel, so I think I'm going to pull the whole wheel. Or at least drop the wheel down. Now we got to decide how we're going to pick the bike up. Probably just use my jack. It'd be easier than trying to strap it. Strapping is more fun though. We already got one strap on it. So, we can do both. Strap it and jack it. We can do that. Yeah, or just pick it up like that. There you go. So much of an oil leak we got. Quite a bit. She spilled oil all over the bike when she filled it up, so it's dripping out. Alright. On left. People like when I live dangerously, the front tire is getting close to the edge of the bike. Here, it's jammed into my block right up here. It's jammed into my motor, so it can't move anywhere. Can't go forward, can't go side to side. So I like that method. Come over here and jack it up a little bit over here. There you go. Go. We are supported semi-safely. That is a rare situation around here. Get this heavy-duty retention device here. Oh yeah. Almost can pull it out with my fingers. If it was straight, it would have came out. But I got it out anyway. Fancy. She's not. fancy new pliers. Cotter keyhole makes the threads bad. All right. Just off the ground. The axle come out easy. Yeah. I can see why it's got those big bang marks on the end of it now. Yeah, there's evidence of a previous beating. So you see the end of the axle all mushroomed over. That's probably because it doesn't want to come out. So axles are supposed to slip through nice and easy, not be really, really hard. That's pretty hard. Yeah. They are supposed to come out easier than that. A lot of chrome buildup on an axle. Ooh, and there's the rust. Corrosion City. That's what happens when you wash your bike a lot. Or you drive in the rain. Two things I don't like doing. Alright, so now we gotta knock that out with a punch and a hammer of some type. Looks like the appropriate punch right there. A little short one here too. Use our steel hammer. Appears to be tight. Oops. Almost lost it. Alright, axle's out. We're going to find out why that is so tight, and we're going to fix that problem. Not seeing a ton of rust build up, but definitely not happy. We'll fix that problem. Okay. Ooh, look at all the spacers falling out. What size spacer do we need? 3 fell out. Another one. That'll be high enough. Alright. Tripod got me. So I had to knock the brake free. Oh, there's a bolt in there. I guess you're supposed to take the bolt loose. Usually have rubber in there. That one's got a bolt in there. That explains why it was so tight getting off. While we're at it, look for brake pad material buildup. Appears to have a lot of brake pad on that side, and looks like there's some on that side also. Yeah, there's a lot of pad in there. Pretty flat still, it's also good. Okay, there's a spacer flopping around over here. So we got 2 spacers over here. You got one on the wheel, and you got one on top of the wheel. There's the one on top of the wheel. So we got to make sure all these things fit through the axle. It's got a light hub on it. Ball bearings. So we're going to make sure the ball bearings are good. So I have to jack this up pretty high to get the axle through, to be able to investigate more problems. So we need to go up a little higher. We have that capability here. Alright, I'm guessing the axle is too long, that's why those are in there. Honestly, that is not the problem. Slip and slide. That is not an issue. Rusty spacer is not an issue. So far we have found nothing tight. Another spacer. What about these spacers over here? Everything seems to be nice and loose. Now we'll check the frame. Enough clearance on it too. Everything seems to be nice and loose, so why is it tight? There's obviously some misalignment going on someplace. We'll have to figure that one out. Well, we got it up in the air now. A little bit higher than I need to be, but it's up there. Alright, let's go see what's going to happen here in the back fender department. We got a couple bolts over here that we got to deal with. Appears to be an Allen head with a shocker. Alright, I think we can make that happen pretty quickly. Go back here out of my way, I can see better. Yeah, I got the first one. There we go. One out. That was a little harder. It's out. Alright, I can drill these out. Bigger hardware in there. Alright, we'll be back.